Why does that not fit at all? What have I done?
You want to see the cows? Let's go check on the cows, Bella. Run like the wind. Let's go check on the cows, because in today's video we're going to give them a more comfortable place here in the winter. We're in North Florida, so we don't get that cold, but we got a big cold spell coming where it's going to be in the 20s at night. And even though they have plenty of fur, we like to keep them comfortable, but more importantly, we like to keep them dry, because we found as they're younger, they're just more susceptible to colds and stuff. So we're trying to keep them safe, keep them warm, keep them healthy, and also keep our vet bills down. Look at Chief. He's just a big old tub. After he has his milk, he's really, really wide looking. Well, he's wide looking all the time, but he's really wide looking after he's had his milk. And Charlie is taller, so she doesn't look as wide after her milk. Now, Charlie's a big old camera hound, so whenever you back up with the camera, she just keeps coming towards you. You're stealing the spotlight like you always do. Look at that big boy with that big belly. Super wide. You're a wide load, old boy. You're a wide load, old boy. The way we designed the barn was lots of airflow, more so for the summer than the winter. And a few weeks ago, we knew some big rainstorms were coming. We were going to have some blowing rain, and we didn't want them to get wet from the blowing rain. So we put a couple tarps up there and a piece of foam insulation that I had. And what I'm going to do is remove those tarps and do all of these open bays up there with that foam insulation. I got some sheets of that I'm going to cut. It's like 4 foot wide by 8 foot tall. So that's the boards that I have. Cut them in half basically. And then just use some battens. Rip down 2x4s on the side, screwed into the 6x6 post, and that'll hold them in place. It's not the prettiest thing, but it works, and it's only temporary. We'll check this summer and see if we can keep the barn cool with the fans and those panels up in there. And then we special ordered some tarps, and all these tarps are custom fit to go along here. Now this part of taking this down should go pretty easy, but I got to make sure I get all the screws, and I got these little stainless steel washers here on the head of the screws. Make sure I don't lose any of them, because that wouldn't be good for the cows to eat them. But I can feel the sun. It's not much sun. It's a little bit cool this morning, but I can feel how much heat this is not allowing to come in. And I guess on the same token, it'll also keep the cold out. Those tarps definitely came off easier than they went on. So I'm going to measure this first bay. I guess I'll start here. I'm pretty sure every bay is going to be different. 45.25 to 45.5. I've been doing a lot of work here in what we call Dad's old shop, and haven't been filming any of it. I will film the next major muscle movement in here, but I'll show you what I've done so far. I just got to get this trailer out of the way so I can get to my table saw. And I got to get the gas hyson out of the way. So this week I've been working on a little bit of organization in here. I had these metal cobalt shelves put together. Got these on a great deal from Lowe's. They were like $300. Got them for like $100 off or half off or something. But they come with wire rack shelves, and I prefer to have them plywood. They're sheathed so that anything you put on here, if it falls out of the box, it doesn't fall through the wire. This is going to be in an upcoming video. I've got all the sheathing I need to sheathe this and paint it and build shelves in here and build this out so it's a much more functional place. So this is 3/4 inch foam board. There's the cheaper stuff. I think it was $10, maybe $19 a piece at Lowe's. This side facing out would look better to the outside than a bunch of words, so I think we'll do that. Might even just use a utility knife rather than making a bunch of noise and a bunch of mess with the table saw, which I thought I was going to do. Put something under it so I don't dull my knife too bad. This will score it first. I think it kind of catches on that plastic coating, but now that I've got that cut, it should just slice right through. I think I feel the board underneath. that knife was a little bit longer, it'd be better. Yeah, it's that coating that's hard to cut. But not perfect, but I don't think the cows will mind. This is 3/4, or maybe it's 0.78, and it says the R value is 4. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of air gaps and stuff around it, but it's a little bit of insulation, but it's mainly for wind and water. All right, let's see if it fits. I had a feeling I would get too cute and try to cut it too tight, and I think that's exactly what I did. I don't want to do that. It can be a 1/4 inch less. Okay, second time's the charm. Also went and got a different utility knife because that one I was using only sticks out the minimal amount. Why does that not fit at all? What have I done? This one looks a little better. I grabbed the original piece, the other half of the where we cut this one from. Yep, we're in there. Perfect. Let's cut a couple battens and screw in here. If we ever get a wind that pushes this in and breaks this styrofoam, I guess it'll be a lesson learned. But we don't get hurricanes in the winter, and these should be down by summer. Let's go up in the loft. I have some cutoffs up here. When we framed the inside of the mega shed, we took 2x4s and cut them down, they're 3.5 inches wide. We cut them down to 2 1/4 so we could frame for OSB before we had it spray foamed in there, and we kept all of the rippings or the cutoffs, whatever you want to call them. And this was back in the days of the pandemic. So these 2x4s were like $7.50 or $7.99 a piece. A 2x4 should be about $1.99. All right, 2 down, 14 more to go. Now that I got these all sized up, it's time to pre-drill them, and I'm just pre-drilling them just to make it easier for me when I'm up on the ladder. It'd be hard to put one in the very top, so we'll probably put a screw here, and a screw here. So 3 per. And also I've got these put together not only to make it easy for me to drill them and start the screws, I'll probably start the screws in all of them, but also to let you see how it would make an American flag. You take each one of these to represent a stripe as your stripe background, and then over here you put your stars, you paint it and make it so that this looks a little bit more flat, but all these boards give you separation of your red and white stripes. And I'm drilling a hole actually that's bigger than the screw, so I won't be able to start the screws because they'll just fall right out. This isn't any kind of structural wood or anything, it's just holding up that styrofoam, so I don't need to worry about having a screw hole that's a little smaller so that the screw grips it. Actually be easier to put in if the screw doesn't have to grip this part of it. How many of you would have drew a line across here so you got them perfectly straight? Let's get this first one fastened and then go down the line. The bats go like that. Put 3 screws in each side. All right, 1 down. What, 7 more to go? If I've learned my lesson, this should be 1 trip up and down the ladder. It's 41 by 44. It'll fit, but it's a little tighter than it needs to be. What's happening on my width is this has a little rounded edge that fits into a groove on the other side, and my tape measure catches this edge right here by my thumbnail, and so I've got like almost a 1/4 inch of extra foam on the side. And I didn't account for that, and that's why it's hard to fit in there. I'm confident this one will work. I shaved that little round part off and also cleaned up the other edge. Another thing that it could be is that these 2x4s could be warped where I'm measuring them on this side or the side facing me. And as you go deeper into the 3.5 inches of the 2x4, maybe it is twisted a little. All right, we're ready. Ready to put the battens in. I just checked the camera and that last one took me 7 minutes, but there's just a lot of things up there. Wood isn't perfect. And when wood isn't perfect and you measure it at a place where you think it's going to be the correct measurement, and then the wood is twisted, then it's like a 1/4 inch off. But I'm going to start cutting them about a 1/4 inch short of the measurement on the top and the sides. And then that way I should just be able to cut, go down the line, put in the battens. The battens are the easiest part. They are going up easy. They're pre-drilled. Real simple to put those 6 screws in. Look at that. That's wrong. Oh no, what did I cut it? For this? Yep, well that's the way it's going. Wow. So now I've done 3, or I will have done 3 here shortly. This one is cut perfectly to size. What is not cut perfectly is the orientation of the words. That'll bother me, but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have enough board to waste half a board. Well, other than the orientation of the words, this one went up the best, the easiest, the quickest. So, definitely making progress on my processes. So this is the last one, and this definitely was one of those jobs that you just got better at as you went. And what I found was measure from the non-rounded edge. So this is the rounded edge that's got a concave in it for this groove or this tongue to fit into that groove. And the width is 42, so you just come back a 1/4. It doesn't have to be precise because we're not insulating for complete airtightness. So by using that squared edge instead of this rounded edge, and also subtracting a 1/4 from whatever I measure, like this one said 42, so I'm going to do 41 3/4 on my width. And rather than using a utility knife, which was forcing me to cut at an angle, I just got a really sharp pocket knife and I just kind of saw my way through it and keep the blade flat here next to the level. And that's given me a really clean cut. I cut it mostly and then with it scored pretty much all the way. Then the only thing really holding it together is that protective coating. I'm going to leave that on for more waterproof. And then I've also been trying to center the wording the best I can. I'm not going to do a bunch of cuts just to center it. Let me get up here and put in this last one, and now I just put in the battens and we'll be done with this. All right, I'm going to take a break for lunch and wait for Deb to come back and maybe do those canvases. Now Deb's been gone getting her teeth fixed, and Charlie heard her and came running over. But with the boss lady here, we're going to take a look at these tarps. I don't think we're going to put them up today. It's not going to get cold enough tonight. I already explained a little bit about why we're doing it. And what I said was it's more about like the weather changes and stuff, because we're in Florida. It's not that it's too cold for them as much as we're trying to stabilize the temperature they're exposed to so they don't get sick.
Right, and it's a winter thing, right? And they're still babies. I mean, they're 4 months old, so they're still babies. And Charlie's already been sick with the temperature change. And the other thing is, I don't like it, and I know they're Highlands, when they're wet. And sometimes the air is so wet that we'll get them out in the mornings and they'll be wet. And the last thing I want is for them to be cold and wet.
So with that insulation up there, and once we get these tarps up, and we'll do it in a different video, we're just going to kind of look at them and see if they're going to work, right? But if it gets down to like 15 or 17 and doesn't warm up during the day, we could always heat this barn with that diesel heater, and it's not going to get like inside the house 70 degrees, but it'll be well above freezing with the heater.
Their fur is so healthy and it's so thick, but I'm excited about this to keep the moisture off of them. And like Brad said, just give them the more even temperature. I fell off a ladder years ago and I broke my finger. And I don't think I had any ladder phobias before then, but I just do not like ladders ever since then. This is as high as I can go.
Yeah, I know.
I can't even, like right here is,
That's fine.
I
I guess either way, we're gonna have to drill in the metal. I mean, it's gonna blow in the wind, but it's gonna
still.
block a lot of wind and definitely block the fog rolling in. Trapped.
That was a Deb move right there.
It sure was.
Hi, my girl. Hi, my girl. Hi, my girl. I missed you. I did. Hey, Beefy Chiefy. Beefy Chiefy. Hi, Bubba. Their coats are so thick. So they're built for cold weather. They're fine, but they're still babies. So we'll baby them. We'll baby them a little bit. And just like that, the canvases are installed and the cows will be warm and dry. There it is inside, nice, tight, blocking the wind. And of course, if it got too cold, we'd crank up the Sunfire heater, preheat the barn for our spoiled cows. Y'all have it. You didn't tell me I was closing it out.
just wave bye.
Wave bye. Brad said wave bye. Bye. Thanks for watching. Have a very blessed day and be kind to one another.